So good morning, everyone. We're doing a ship tour of the grandeur of the sea this morning. Again, this is on deck 11, and this is the upper tier of Azumi's, and it does look down on the Viking Lounge, which is a nice place to come relax.
During the day.
During the day, yes.
Night becomes the after hours club.
It's the nightclub after hours when the sun goes down. We'll go down to that level here shortly. Reservations are highly recommended. Yep. Here is our sushi making area. Good morning, chef. Yes, you must refer to chef. He was awesome with the sushi making class. As you can see here, he's prepping for the next class. But be honest, you're never going to have as lively of crew as us, are you? All right, so now we're heading down towards the Viking Lounge. Then also we have the Concierge Club up on deck 11 as well. This would be an area for suite guests only. It's where you can come hang out for a nice drink, cappuccino, appetizers. I believe Louis was in here, right? We're gonna see if we can have Louis give us a quick access. Would you be so kind to let us video in there really quick, Louis? This is Louis. This is sweet.
Server at Giovanni.
Yep, he is also a server at Giovanni's, the best server at Giovanni's, I may ask.
So this is for Pinnacle Ship Lounge.
Yep.
And suite guests.
So Pinnacle and suite guests. So you can see you've got yourself a little buffet here. Right now we've got breakfast items, and as the day progresses, it progresses to lunch and then hors d'oeuvres for dinner. And this is, again, included with your fare if you book a suite or are a Pinnacle member. That does not include junior suites. Very good question from my lovely wife. We have found that out firsthand. We're like, why isn't our card working? Junior suites are not cool enough.
Double points, but the amenities are not available.
Correct. You get all the amenities off the ship, but none of the amenities on the ship for junior suites. So double points, priority line to get on, priority debarkation, but the onboard benefits are not available. All right, continuing our tour on the 11th deck here. As we had mentioned earlier, you saw an overhead shot. This is the Viking Lounge. During the day, it's a very nice subdued area just to enjoy quiet, peace, read a book, look out at the water. And then at night, this becomes a nightclub. And so this is where you'll dance until they shut off the power. Seating. And this wraps around pretty much the entire 180 degrees of the 11th deck. Stops at the Concierge Lounge area. And it does look down on top of the Lido deck, so you can see the videos that are playing on the screen, as well as anything that's going on down in the deck. You'll have this bar that's going to open later on this evening once the dance club happens, and then you've got the dance floor right here with the strobe lights and everything on the ceiling. On each deck near the elevators, there is an interactive screen. So you can click on it and it'll bring up some items on what's happening that day around the ship. And and basically you can click on an activity and it will show you how to get there via an interactive map on screen. You also have access to your daily cruise compass on, again, the activities throughout the day. All you have to do is click Map It, and it will show you where you are, and then it tells you where to go. So obviously in this one you're going to deck 9, and then it's taking you to the front of the ship.
Oh, it also gives you a handicap drive.
Yep, and at the very bottom, as Melinda just pointed out, there is a handicap option that will then, looks like it puts a pink ring on there, knowing that it's going to find areas that do not include stairs. Continuing on with our deck 10. So we're gonna go outside here. So this does have a walking track that will walk all the way around the ship. Walking track goes all the way around. There are occasionally lounge chairs.
Nice place to hang out if you want to get away from the loud crowd around the pool.
To our left is the spa. Inside, where you can work out, get on treadmills. And right here is the rock climbing wall for those who want to be adventurous. So also up on the 10th floor is shuffleboard. So again, nice pastime. And we are now overlooking the solarium, which is your adults only area. And they do consider adult 16 years old and up. And there's another shuffleboard further down. And stairs that will take you down to deck 9. We do have a small area, however, that you can go up with more lounge chairs, and you do have a little bit better view of the front of the ship. And on this particular ship, there's not a helipad on the front that has open access for guests to be able to get down and overlook the bow. So we're now still on deck 10. This is where your Adventure Ocean entrance is, which is the children's program. And it is set up to basically be a location where kids can hang out together. They have different age groups with different activities throughout the day. Coloring, video games in some areas. Now we have Royal Babies and Tots, which again is for the younger age. You can see this one does 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on sea days, and then 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. Again, little areas where the kids can be there and watch TV shows and things like that. And then this does lead to the arcade, which again is an extra cost. You can do it on your sign and sale card. But you do have video games, little stuffed animal claw games. And based on the size of this ship, it is an extremely small arcade, because the other half of where the arcade generally are on bigger ships is dedicated to the 12 to 17-year-old group. So as you can see here, they have foosball, videos, lounge chairs. So again, more activities for the teens. And if you do want to let your young ones have some freedom, you can allow them to play in here, and you can actually go to guest services and set a limit for your child per day that will basically lock them out once they hit that dollar amount. So this is the Windjammer. It's uniquely placed on the Grandeur. Generally it's at the back of the ship, but this one is at the front of the ship. This is all complimentary as part of your main cruise fare. They usually do breakfasts, lunch, and a dinner. As you can see here, you've got some fresh fruit. There's some cottage cheese. You've got a couple of different kinds of smoothies and yogurt parfaits. Some granolas. On this side, you've got a couple of different cereals, milks, and then a setup to make your own yogurt or mussolini. For breakfast, you have made-to-order omelets. And then in your exterior run, you'll see this on both sides. Got the avocado toast, sticky buns, French toast, English bangers, got biscuits and gravy. You have a pastry area with everything from danishes to donuts. Again, here's your omelet station. They also have waffles and salsa and jalapenos if you want to spice up some stuff in the morning. And then you have the inner ring. As you can see, they've got some fish. Then you have your scrambled eggs. You've got two different types of sausage, chicken and pork. Got your pork and beans, hash browns, corned beef hash, bacon, toasted bread, and this morning some Italian rope sausage.
All right.
So this is generally where you're going to come outside of dining room hours. As you can see, we've got plenty of seating. So on 9, again, we've got lots of areas for tables to sit down and enjoy breakfast from the Windjammer. It looks like your ice cream is 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. This is the complimentary ice cream, soft serve. When we get on the lower decks, you'll see there's also a paid Ben & Jerry's ice cream. Your main pool is here, that is flanked by 2 hot tubs. There is a large video screen. Generally play movies underneath the stars most nights. Now you do have access to life vests if you have little ones. Basically just pull what you need and replace it once you're done. As we're continuing on back here, we do have a towel station. So there are two methods to get towels on the Grandeur, at least as of this sailing. There was a QR code in your cabin that you can basically order a towel to be delivered to the room, and your room steward will bring it in. And you also have this official towel station that you just show your ID and they will check it out to you. Next, we're moving into the solarium. Again, this is a nice area that is generally more subdued. This particular solarium does have a bar as well. And you have a few shower spots. Plenty of chairs and an adult-only pool. Now, also on the Grandeur, this is where you will have access to the Park Cafe, which on most other ships are down near the promenade. But for the Grandeur, this is where you would come for your pizza, you know, egg McMuffins, cheese paninis, some fruit, yogurt. And this is almost 24/7, but not quite. All right, we're now entering the Vitality, or what's it? Vitality Spa. So this is where you would go to get all of your massages, and you can get your hair done. You can get facials, pedicures. Again, full hair salon. So as you can see here, you've got men's spa, and there's a women's sauna and steam room as well. There. Go upstairs to the actual gym area. So they have a full range of workout equipment here. Treadmills, exercise bikes, weight system, recumbent bikes, free weights, spin classes, generally an extra cost, but again, for those of you who want to partake in the athletic facilities, they are here for your use. So that was deck 9. Now the next two decks, decks 8 and 7, are 100% staterooms. So you do have, for the rear elevators, the Centrum, so you can look down. Seating around the edges, so this is where you can hang out for live music or little game shows, things of that nature that are happening down on deck 4, and still be able to at least observe and do some participation. The next two decks, again, they go out in wings. We are in a little bump out area. If I was to walk forward more, you'd see it, nothing but staterooms, interior, exterior, all the way down. So we're going to bypass these two floors, and we're going to go down to the next floor that has a lot of action, which is deck 6. So we're now in the South Pacific Lounge. For most evenings, you've got karaoke here, sometimes comedians, Right now they actually have it set up for the Park West art auction. But again, this is generally another area where they can do dance clubs and things along that nature. So again, karaoke, art auction. Sometimes they do trivia back here. A nice little area at the back of the ship. And back here is also where the Diamond Club is. So this would be available for anyone who is diamond level or higher. And it looks like Louis has gone from upstairs down to the Diamond Lounge. So because he's so awesome, he's letting us in here. Louis has a personality of being able to split into two, so he can be in two places at once. I bet you if we went upstairs.
I have a teleportation power like Doctor Strange.
There you go. Dr. Strange. So yes, this is the Diamond Lounge. Again, you have coffee and other snacks throughout the day. Get a nice area to just relax. You can see out the back of the ship. Now moving towards the front of the ship, our next area is going to be Giovanni's, which is a premium restaurant. On sea days, you can do lunch. And that usually runs $23 per adult. Dinners are $40 per adult. Very good meals. Also on 6 is the Schooner Bar. This is at every single ship. It's a nautically themed bar. Most evenings they have a live piano player playing music. They also do trivia here as well. And on ships without a Playmaker sports bar or similar, they do generally play sports games on the TV. Now on deck 6 on the Grandeur, this is where most of your activities will take place between the different bars and shopping. A lot of the entertainment hubs, guest services, things of those natures. Now before we start moving towards the front of the ship, this is also where Chops Grill is. Again, another specialty restaurant. It is open in the evenings, all days, and for lunch on sea days. The cost is the same as Giovanni's. $23 for lunch and $40 for dinner. You have a menu. You can choose multiple items from each level if needed. We're entering the Centrum on level 6 here. Now on the Grandeur, this is one of the only remaining ships that actually does the old school printouts where you have to look for your pictures. Most of the ships, when they got retrofitted, ended up getting all digital to where you scan your card, and based on facial recognition, if you gave the app the permission to do so, they flag all of your pictures and you can look at them at terminals and only print out the pictures you want. Now, as we're making our way to the front, these are where all the shops are. You've got the perfumes, you've got your general souvenir shops with logoed merchandise and t-shirts and toys and hats and keychains and pretty much anything that you can think of. The most important one, your booze, cigarettes, cigars. And here is the Effie Jewelry Center. And Deck 6 finally ends at the Palladium, which is the 2-story main theater. This is generally where you're going to catch all of your production shows. Now, on the other side, we showed you the pictures. So opposite the pictures on Deck 6 is where the Park West Gallery is. This is technically their offices where once you have raised your hand and said, I'll pay $10 million for that painting, they gladly set up the payment.
There's art for every taste and budget at these events. You can walk off the ship with art as little as $95 or less in some cases. And other times, you need another mortgage.
Now, across from Park West is my wife's most favorite place in the world. And this is another offshoot of Park Cafe where you can get your Starbucks coffee. Now that is a upcharge, so this is officially called Latte Tubes. You know, latte, got it, ha ha ha, coffee, latte. And I'm guessing attitudes, because without coffee, my wife definitely has an attitude. Bazinga! As you can see right now, she's in line to get her 3rd cup of coffee today. Now you can get the snacks here for free. Those are the same sandwiches and puddings and things like that that you find up on the Lido deck. And this location is also where your Ben & Jerry's is. So the soft serve is from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and then paid Ben & Jerry's ice cream is pretty much throughout the entire day. Now, if you do get either the unlimited beverage package or the unlimited refreshment packages, you will get a plastic cup that has a chip in it, and you can fill up at these various Coca-Cola self-serve stations around the ship. They also have a prepaid coffee card where, for instance, you can pay a certain price and end up getting 13 coffees your entire cruise. So there are different levels of drink packages, refreshment packages, and coffee packages that you can buy, and I do recommend getting those prior to getting on the ship. All right, so continuing on Deck 5, here you have the Royal Casino. All of your table games are available, as well as slot machines. But right now it does not look like the slots are turned on. But you do have variety: blackjack, poker, mainly Texas Hold'em, craps, roulette, your typical casino games. Now we're approaching the Centrum again. And on Deck 5 is where you will find the shore excursions desk, as well as guest services. Also on deck 5 is where you'll find the Crown and Anchor Society. It's a little desk off to the side where you can have a Crown and Anchor employee help you with your perks of your different levels. Pre-gold if you haven't sailed before, gold member after 3 days, so on and so forth, up to double pinnacle. We are being waved in. We're allowed to take some video. Thank you. So we are at the upper level of the Great Gatsby dining.
White tablecloths.
Yes, you do have white tablecloths, and you've got a piano there at the edge where some nights they do actually have live music. Now on the upper area, this is generally where your anytime dining is up here, and the lower level is your regular seating. Now we're heading down to deck 4, which is really the last deck to have some activities, and the rest of the decks are just going to be staterooms. So again, deck 4 is dining room, lower level, and then you have the R bar. You do have a small library, which does have books that you can check out and board games. Also on the left is the Royal Caribbean Online, basically the internet cafe. So it has hubs that you can plug your laptops into, or terminals that you can use. And then last but not least, you have the next cruise area where you can book future cruises online. And if you have the ability to book online, I should say, if you have the ability to book on the ship, then you can get a lot of nice onboard credits. And usually if you book on the first night of a cruise, you also get a free bottle of champagne.
If you've liked what you've seen here today, please like and subscribe. It only takes a second and it really helps out the channel. See you next time on the Scenic Route.